Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Unstable weather conditions lead to egg shortage over Christmas holiday. PAHO calls for strengthened surveillance to eliminate mother-to-child transmission of syphilis. And later in sports, West Indies women lose third ODI match against India. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sandy Williams. Here are the details. The Jamaica Agricultural Society, JAS, says the egg shortage, which is currently affecting the island, should end by February. President of the JAS, Owen Dobson, says the sector was greatly affected by the passage of Hurricane Beryl, Tropical Storm Raphael, and the adverse rains following the passage of the severe weather systems.
There is an egg shortage, and you know that the demand for egg at this time of the year is much higher than the other time, because you know a lot of people do a lot of baking and things like that. So Hurricane Beryl has destroyed a lot of the farmhouses and destroyed a lot of birds, and the farmers are trying to recuperate. Quite a few, well, many of them has rebuilt their cubs. One of the problems is those birds that which was saved, they go under some stress, so they weren't producing as they should have.
He says with the Agriculture Ministry not issuing any import license for eggs, there's a view that things are not as bad.
We are hoping that the farmers will stand up to the pace, because they have put in their birds, they are rebuilding their cubs and putting back their birds. So we have that expectation that they will get back up there as early as possible.
One person is in critical condition and 3 others hospitalized following a motor vehicle crash this morning. It's reported that about 5:30, this white Toyota Mark X was making its way to Oterias from Oracabessa when the driver lost control of the vehicle. The car then ran off the road, hit 4 trees, then came to a stop. Several parts from the vehicle also became dislodged, including a wheel. According to eyewitnesses, speeding was the cause of the crash. One resident had this word of caution.
Observe and cut the speed on the road. Yeah, man. That's all I have to say.
According to the latest statistics from the Island Traffic Authority, a total of 262 fatal crashes this year were due to the improper use of the roadways. It further noted that motorcyclists account for 33% of fatalities, while both pedestrians and private motor vehicle drivers each represent 18%. The statistics also show that 4 parishes contribute to 54% of all road fatalities. These include St. Catherine 17%, Westmoreland 15%, St. Andrew 11%, and St. Anne 11%. O'Shane Scott, who was recaptured on Tuesday in Port Maria, St. Mary, has been charged with escaping custody and assault occasioning bodily harm. Scott, otherwise called Chin Chin, had been on the run since November 29 after fleeing custody at the Port Maria courthouse, where he had been taken to answer charges of attempted rape, assault at common law, and unlawful wounding. The police said Scott was being escorted by a police corporal from the restroom back to the holding area when he reportedly assaulted the corporal and managed to flee through the main gate onto Warner Street. During a targeted raid at Frontier District on Tuesday evening, the accused was seen walking on Warner Street. He was arrested and taken into custody. The St. Elizabeth police say they will maintain a presence in the town centres in the parish. This as part of efforts to ensure safety throughout the Yuletide season.
The Jamaica Defence Force. We have been intensifying our presence right across the major townships and also in some of the minor townships. So certainly Junction, Santa Cruz and Black River as the lion's share for deployment. But we also have deployment in Newmarket, in Magotty and in Silo, just to ensure that our residents, they can go out and they can enjoy their Christmas in peace.
Last Friday, 16 persons were arrested during a major police operation across the parish. Operations Officer for the St. Elizabeth Police Division, DSP David Blake, confirmed 8 of them were charged for various offences.
Breaches of the Law Reforms Act and the Road Traffic Act, some of which remain in custody today. The operations we intend to continue right throughout the year until the 6th of January, where we intend to re-strategize and ensure that we continue to push right throughout the entire year.
PAHO has issued an urgent call for countries in the Americas to strengthen surveillance and prevention measures for the elimination of mother-to-child transmission of syphilis. This follows a concerning rise in reported syphilis cases.
We're seeing an increase in syphilis, and these must be monitored in order to ensure that timely interventions are in place for the general population, because when you see at the antenatal level, by the time it is too late because it is widespread in the general population. So it's good to also have the surveillance in place to monitor the general population.
Syphilis is a sexually transmitted infection, STI, that's treatable with medication. However, without treatment, it can cause serious health problems. PAHO highlights that despite significant progress in reducing congenital syphilis in recent years, a resurgence of infections threatens to reverse the gains. Data shows a marked increase in maternal syphilis cases across several nations, posing a serious risk to newborn health, including stillbirth, neonatal death, and severe developmental complications. Children in Clarendon and St. Elizabeth have a smile on their faces this holiday thanks to the efforts of the police officers in the divisions. The details in this report from Dwayne Anderson.
These police officers took their pledge a little bit further this holiday. Not only do they serve and protect, but they served up gifts in Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth on Christmas Eve, much to the joy of the children and their parents.
Coming here to shop with the cop is a great experience, especially for my son here, Kyle and White. At least he gets the opportunity to get even more gifts, more presents from the safety officers of our nice parish, which is St. Elizabeth.
I am excited and very much pleased with everything.
In total, 60 children benefited from the initiative.
Well over 100% increase from last year. A number of our children, students, and their parents are supporting this initiative. I want to express appreciation to our sponsors, to the police officers across all 11 stations that contributed to this initiative. We intend to continue to use initiatives as this to reach our children, particularly those we have in our schools. We're reaching them through the police youth clubs. We are using other interventions to reach our students and to ensure that we can provide some form of mentorship and moral compass as we help in guiding them.
In neighboring Clarendon, a similar Shop with a Cop initiative was undertaken. Children and their parents wearing smiles and carrying baskets of treats their Christmas made.
The intention really is to show the children a different side of the police. So we're not just about law enforcement. We're about showing that we care for them. It's a proactive approach to ensure that these children are impacted by what we hope to achieve today. The Christmas is a time for them to enjoy. Some of these children are not as fortunate as others, so they might not have otherwise been able to be afforded this particular opportunity.
We are so appreciative of it. She get the chance to choose whatever she needs, and I haven't choose nothing for her. I haven't chosen anything for her. She chose what she wants, and it has been a great experience for her.
The Shop with a Cop program started with police in St. Catherine Southern and caught on in neighboring divisions. Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.
It's now time for a break, but stay with us. More local stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. Thanks for staying with us. Lawmakers and parliamentary staff spent the day with dozens of elderly residents of Kingston just before Christmas. As you'll hear in this report, the event was to thank the residents for helping to maintain the peace around Gordon House and also to help spread love at Christmas time.
A group of elderly Jamaicans stretching their legs at Gordon House. But it wasn't the senior members of Parliament. Instead, it was some older residents of downtown Kingston and surrounding parts who gathered to participate in activities planned for them by the lawmakers and parliamentary staff. The residents were provided with care packages and also treated to performances from singers and dancers.
I was tempted to come up and dance when Nexus was dancing, but the MC didn't call me up. So MC next time, you'll call, not now, but next time around, next year.
Leader of government business in the lower house, Edmund Bartlett, explained the initiative is useful in trying to change the mindset of some of those in attendance.
And Parliament has reflected on how it can give. And don't feel that because you are the recipient of the gift, you don't have anything to give. You too have something to give. You have love to give. You have joy to spread. You have happiness to spread, and you want to make your family feel good because you're giving them everything that you have from the bottom of your heart.
Gordon House is situated in central Kingston, in the middle of communities that are often locked in gang warfare. Despite that, the nation's business inside Gordon House has rarely ever stalled due to those issues, and that reality is not lost on the grateful lawmakers.
I want to thank the members of the community for making sure that the environs around Parliament is conducive to conducting the business of the nation.
The Parliament is currently on a recess until January. Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.
$1 million in scholarships and so 1 million reasons to smile for youngsters who dare to learn. Romarda Lyons reports.
Growing up, I always wonder how electricians on the pole do their work, and I always wanted to be like them.
Pathways to dreams can be very dark, but the JPS Foundation has said, let there be light. Better yet, let there be money. The youngster, who has his sights set on a career in engineering, is among a group of boys who received an early Christmas gift, scholarships to pursue electrical and electronic engineering technology at the CSEC level.
I think it's really great, not only for me, but also for my cohorts who are benefiting from it, as it will not only lessen the load of our parents, but also help to support us in our future endeavors.
Paying for multiple CSEC subjects can leave a dent in pockets. So the high school students recounted the moment they learned they were successful candidates.
When I got the news from my teacher, Miss Johnson, she recommended me for this opportunity. I was so happy, and I would like to thank Miss Johnson over here. I'd like to thank her for recommending me for this opportunity.
With the JPS Foundation helping me to pay my subject, it made it a little more easier for me to pursue my dreams.
It's just a major help. It shows that I have a passion and a love for electrical and overall engineering.
And they're all going into the new year with a boosted confidence.
I have an interest in industrial technology, especially engineering. Well, I feel that it's very important. So students that want to go into the engineering field, especially for electronic engineering, I believe that they should join the Energy Club, as it provides them, for example, other people that are also interested. So it provides them with friends and as well as teachers that will motivate them and teach them more about the subject, things that they wouldn't learn in class.
I found a love in doing engineering overall, but it was most in particular in electrical engineering. So I had mostly help from my teacher, Mr. Lewis, who was a major help and a big push for me to do electrical, and I just went from there.
Since 2016, over 3,000 students have benefited from scholarships at a value of just under $14 million.
For this year, we are supporting over 200 students valued at over $1 million. we are so encouraged when we hear from our teachers, especially, that this kind of support helps many students who may not have been able to afford to do the subject. And it also frees up our parents to allow their children to do additional subjects when they don't have to worry about this one subject.
Ramarda Lyons, TVJ News.
It's now time for the Business Minute. Here's O'Shane Masters.
CEO of the Separate Group of Companies Limited, Richard Pandoe, is calling for further utilization of the 7th largest harbour in the world. He is therefore urging the Port Authority to do more to maximize the use of the port. Mr. Pandoe says the port should not just be used for transshipment purposes, but also to move domestic cargo. The call comes against a background of the jump in the trade deficit to $3.8 billion during the first 8 months of this year. During the period, exports fell to $1.19 billion and imports dipped 2.6% to $4.9 billion. Further afield, first-time filings for unemployment held steady last week, indicating layoff activity remains low. That's according to a report from the U.S. Department of Labor released on Thursday. There were an estimated 219,000 initial jobless claims filed during the week ending December 21st. That's a drop of 1,000 from the week before. However, the number of people receiving ongoing jobless benefits hit a 3-year high, a signal that it's harder for job seekers to find work. For the Business Minute, I'm Shane Masters.
And now here's our top regional and international stories.